Activity 4 is just a little way to give you some terminology and keyword practice and to allow you to recognize some AutoCAD icons as an example. So we've one of our Design Hub interns created something called GameSheet files. And so we're going to use those. And eventually you're going to be able to make your own. But for right now, if you just click on one of these links, I'll do the workplace setup one. You can go to that. You just click on it and it loads up. Now, you do need to be in your Google Drive. Your Google Drive has to be logged into. So log into your Google Drive and you're going to see it's going to make a copy, and there are some scripts that go with it. And these scripts are benign. They don't tag anything. They're okay. So you can go ahead and make a copy of your own and it will set one up for you. And it comes up looking like this, and it's just a way of taking some images and trying to see which words go with it. And if I push the control button and the minus sign, it resizes it for you to make it a little bit easier. Now, you'll also see that it takes about a minute for this to come up, this new game thing. And so that will reshuffle these for you. And you can see there's a word match game, an image concentration identification game, which is about the same. And then if you're into playing concentration, it's pretty hard. But if I put an X over here as an example, it shows whatever goes in that corresponding square. And let me put an X over here. So there's file commands. So this one I don't think is quite as useful for us right now. I'd like you to focus on either doing a word match or an image ID. They're pretty much the same as they go. So let's do a new game. Let's shuffle it up. New game, reset. Maybe I can make this a little bit bigger if I'm on this one. A little easier for you to see. So there's the new game button and reset. And it's going, it needs a permission because it's gonna assign you editing access. And you can say yes and just say who you want to have it and say allow. This is all safe stuff. There's nothing weird about it. So then if you go to a new game, you can do a reset and it just gives you a new way. So I'd have to look at this picture and try to figure out what that one is. And that one looks like it's maybe from the display options. So I can either type that in, or I'm a Control C, Control V. You could also do copy and paste. And look, it turns green if you get it right. It tells me how many guesses. So I could look at this one. Maybe I think that means grid snap. And no, I took 2 guesses and it's still wrong. That one wasn't grid snap. That was my customized workspace. That's what that one was. Okay, so if it turns green, you got it right. So just have some fun kind of playing around with that, trying to get these right to figure out what you can see as you go. Now, you can take a snip again as you go, but you can also do Window G, and it brings up your gaming window where you can actually do a recording of what you're doing. So if I do a record, then I think I need to kind of close some of these things down so I can see what's going on. I think I can come over here and what is this one? This is maybe a file command. File commands. And if I go back into my window G, I can stop it. And it will give me a little clip of what I just did. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing? So if you're into doing that, and again, that's the Windows G, different computers. I don't know how to do that on Chrome, but I have a Chromebook. I've got some different ways that you can do it. You don't have to do that. Just a real quick screenshot to show that you did these. Okay? And so the goal is that you just take a few minutes It says there's 4 tabs. I think on this one there are actually 3 tabs. Just play at least one of the tabs until you're very comfortable that you've got those icons down, and then go on to the lines and shapes one and do the same thing. You're going to see that the Design Hub created a bunch of different ways for us to do this. There's some carnival games. There's a game called Rocket Dock. There's some matching games. And then there's these game sheets and game slides that we'll be using as we move forward. So that's what this one does. It probably won't take you an hour, but you might want to do it until you're very fluid and very fast. It's good to know what those icons are, and these will keep popping up because there's many ways to do these commands. There's icons, there's types, there's shortcuts, lots of ways, and so you'll get. This is how we're going to give you that practice with doing it many different ways. So there you go. Use terminology and keywords in order to recognize AutoCAD icons using the game sheets designed by, in this case, these were designed by Brianna Hoon, who is a Design Hub intern, and the content was created by me. Okay, so there you go. Activity 4.